Ah, you did it. You just clicked to win it, and you got the jackpot. Welcome to the only place that's ever going to give you that honest review. You need it. You need to know if it's worth your money. Now, this game, Star Citizen, let me tell you something. For alpha, whew, look at that lighting. Look at the detail. Character modeling needs some work. I don't want to walk around looking like I'm Frankenstein, but I have to say, I'm super impressed with the amount of detail, the lighting, the reflection. Only can be done by a man named Chris Roberts.
I'm building a game and a universe that's essentially the universe in the game I would like to play. So it's for gamers like myself. So I wouldn't say that I'm a social, casual gamer that plays Farmville. I mean, I like sophisticated experiences.
For those of you that are not familiar, Chris Roberts is the same maker of Wing Commander, which I invested many hours, days, months, maybe even years into, as well as Privateer, Freelancer. I mean, by the time I was done with these games, I think I had a full man beard and I was like 8. I mean, we're talking about a man here who pushed the envelope on all technologies back in the 90s. The reason why we have these amazing PC systems is because of Chris Roberts. The 256 VGA card that you had to have to play Wing Commander. He pushed the envelope for the industry to create what it is today that we are enjoying. On the serious tip, what is it? What are you getting when you get this game? You know, a lot of times we're not into the pre-release. You know, a lot of people that know me, that watch previous reviews, say, Throshans, you're not into this. You know, this is the ultimate of the pre-release. You know, I think it's ruined the industry, but I will make an exception here because we're talking about Chris Roberts. There's something to be said about leadership when it comes to knowing somebody and what they're capable of. I'm willing to go the extra mile to get the game that this game promises to be. And that is the horrifying part about Star Citizen, that it promises so much that it's almost impossible. This game is going to finally be the game that's going to give us that space sim shooter along with the first person shooter, you know, where you're taking the ship and you're shooting at the ship out in space, and then you want to dock with a bigger ship and you want to fight in that ship. But you can see, I mean, like, what this game pretends to be is fantastically huge. At the same time, you just want it to come true. I mean, I believe in him. And that's one of the things that's the cornerstone, the hallmark of any game, is you have to believe it behind the people that create it. Right now, what do you get? Okay, you're looking at it. You get a hangar, you get multiple hangars, multiple ships, depending upon the packages on the website. Let's look at the website. You go down the website, you see all these ships. I really like it. They're going to continue to bring out new ships with different functions, mining ships, and they even have commercials for these ships. They damn well better. I mean, like, they cost a lot of money. We're talking real life money to get these ships, and this money was used to support the game. We're talking $70 million collected just from the fan base, which is just ridiculous. It's amazing. This much support, this much love. I mean, it's a love fest right now. You've got fans right now that I think are just setting the bar way too high. I mean, like, it will be everything, but it's always going to be a work in progress. I got to drag people down to reality for a moment and realize that while this game may give you, you know, all these aspects of a game that you always wish blended and merged together, it's going to take a time to get that cohesiveness, to get that to where you want it to be. And that's really what the alpha is for. I mean, like, we are the guinea pigs, and I'm fine with that. I love that. I mean, like, you get the knowledge of the game before it even comes out. So by the time the game is actually released, which is planned to be in 2016, you should be fairly competent. You should be quite the ace. But this game also promises planetfall. I mean, how many times did you want to land your ship on Eve or an Elite Dangerous? You would just want to take the ship down and land it. This game will give you that. It gives you details, how to outfit your ship, all the different types of ships, along with how you can modify them. You can walk around in your ship. They're even talking about a fatigue system where you actually need to have the character sleep in order to be functional, or you get bonuses that help with your aim or with your flying, depending upon the amount of rest that you get, which is really, like, I think Chris wants to steer away too much from the minutia of it. He's a big picture guy, but I like it. I mean, I like what this game wants to be, and I want it to get there. And I think through the support of the community and the feedback it can get there, you can own your own shop on Planetfall. How cool is that? There is an economy that is thriving. There will also be like NPC type grind quest type thing, and they'll be better than the norm. They'll be better than the norm because the storyline is directly effective to your character. I already know that Chris is planning this. I already know the direction because I'm familiar with the games that I've played in the past. I can already tell where he's going to take it. That old school gaming that I've got can kind of already help dictate on at least the path I think it's going to go, and I'm pretty sure about it. The death mechanics in the game are fantastic. You're talking about taking on battle injuries. You know, you lose an arm, you get a cybernetic arm. You get the cybernetic arm, you lose another arm, you get a cybernetic arm, you get scars on your face, blah, 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 until there's not much left of you, and then you die. Well, at the very beginning of the sign-up, there's a will. You sign the will over to a cousin or a grandson, and your reputation kind of flows through to your son. It's not directly related. It's just like real life. You know, if your father was a scumbag, then what ends up happening is, even though you're not a scumbag, your father was. So that reputation kind of flows through to you, but you get all the goods, and you don't get disconnected. You know, death mechanics in the game really never have flowed, ever. They always snap you back into the reality that you're playing the game. This game kind of is a continuation, which I think they handled brilliantly. At this particular point, you're paying $45. I highly recommend just the starter package for those of you just want to taste. $45, you get the Aurora, again, the Honda Civic of spaceships, and you get a smaller hangar than what you're seeing here. If you believe in Chris Roberts like I do, I would actually pledge a little bit more, but you're buying the belief that the game is going to be much more than it is now. And in alpha form, I have to say, very, very enriching. Like, I can feel it already. And that is really, I think, important. Now, in Arena Commander, I have to say, the controls were a little too responsive. I was obviously flying a larger ship, which I thought for the larger ship, the response time was a little too, much. I think they'll tweak that as they go. I do like the flying style better in Elite at this point, but Elite is finished. While there's much more improvement to be done with Star Citizen. But where they're going, I like it. And I would actually recommend getting the alpha. If you're into this genre of game, if you're into the vision, because if you're not, you're going to be disappointed. You know, I can tell you right now, walking around the hangar after a while, okay, great. More. Give me more. And you'll get it. And see, I know that, but some of you might not. So, all in all, dig in the alpha, dig in the direction. If you guys want more Star Citizen, let me know. I will need help on supporting the Star Citizen series because the ships cost real money. So if you want to help me out, you want more reviews on ships, specific loadouts, I'm super geeky. I love these games, and I will get into the nitty-gritty on every ship, every hangar. They're out there already, but in my style. So you want to support me, go to the main channel, click on support, whatever you want to give. Doesn't matter. And then I'll use that money. I'll buy some ships. I'll do some stuff with it. We'll do more Star Citizen. I'm going to do more Star Citizen anyway because I'm totally hooked into this. But right now, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on this. I know a lot of other people have, but they're not going to tell you the things that I told you. I know they're not. Really appreciate you guys listening, being supportive, sharing, and growing the fan base. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching the games. Much more Star Citizen on the way. Don't worry for your Elite, guys. Elite Dangerous, still loving it. Going to be playing more of that, too. And stay tuned. Help us grow. All right.